Today on Exploring Limitations, we are going to show you how to make your own shimmer reverb. Here we go. Usually at this point in the video, I ask, what is shimmer reverb? But it's really going to be a lot easier for me to just show you. Shimmer reverb has fascinated me from the first time I heard it, and I didn't know what it was. It's so ethereal, evoking space, as in like the amount of space in a space. Not like outer space, but it could be kind of outer space, but there's no sound in space. So it's really just like, ooh, space. From the very little research I've done, it appears that, of course, Brian Eno's name comes up when you look at the history of shimmer reverb. The big record that introduced this sound to the masses was U2's The Unforgettable Fire. Brian Eno and Daniel Lanois co-produced that album. If you want to learn more about the history of shimmer reverb in a little bit more detail, check out Sean Costello's blog. He's the co-creator, co-founder of the Valhalla DSP that is so famous amongst all producers today. Valhalla rocks. Check out the links to his blog articles below. Valhalla does amazing work, and nothing I do in this video even compares to that plugin, but we're here exploring limitations. What am I doing? One of the keys to shimmer reverb is to have a feedback loop, very similar to tape delay. You need at least one reverb pedal. You need a pitch shifting pedal of some kind, pitching up, not a sub octave, wrong direction. And you need a mixer or some way to create a feedback loop. In my case, I'm actually using two reverb pedals for reasons that will become apparent. I'm going to show you what my shimmer reverb setup is. We're going to go over to the other camera, aka my phone. Here we are. Like I said before, the main culprit in the shimmer reverb is the pitch shifting mechanism. And in my case, I'm using a Digitech Whammy. It is the only pitch shifting thing I have in the house. It's kind of clunky, but it's not as clunky as rack mount gear. But before I get to the Whammy, let's talk about the signal chain that I've got going on here. This is my effects out loop. So I've got my guitar plugged in to this Canyon reverb, and the Canyon reverb is going into channel 1 on the mixer. And in the mixer, so that's just guitar and Canyon. Let's hear what that sounds like, you know, and then I can adjust the wet and dry, all the way dry. So that's, right now I've got that set very, very, very wet. So that's the first signal. And then that, I'm using the effects loop to send to this and this. So that sound is going then into this reverb, which we'll mess around with, and this reverb is going into a pitch up. Now here's the like tape delay, here's the fun part. Instead of going back into the effects return, I'm sending this to its own channel, channel 2. Now in channel 2, then I can control the feedback, because when you send it back into itself, you're creating a feedback loop. And that's how you can get the signature up-shifting octave sounds that shimmer reverb is so luscious about. Luscious. One of the big reasons I love this setup is because you have so much more control over the various fine detail options in your shimmer loop. This pedal does have a shimmer effect on it, but as you can imagine, with like 8 other things, it's a limited shimmer sound. It sounds very good. I love it. It's on a lot of my made on tape records. But ignoring that for a second, because we're not going to use that, we've got this setup. You can control the length of your shimmer reverb, the time, and then this is, I have it simply set to octave pitch shift up. And so when that comes back in, it re-pitches when you feed back. So it takes your octave up and then makes it go another octave and another octave and another octave. Especially if your speed is fast and you're feeding back a lot, you'll get quick octaves. So we'll mess around with that in a little bit. In addition to all that, Now you also have more control over the EQ parameters of each. You know, the instrument going in on channel 1 and the loop itself, the shimmer, reverb, channel, and loop. You can EQ that a bit as well. And if I were really crazy on this mixer, I could put an insert onto that channel and do even more. I could add some kind of element, which I don't know, you know, save it for another time. Okay, let's explore some of the sounds here. Here's the first signal. You know, very wet guitar sound, long tail. Now, let me turn on the loop. Let me turn off the feedback first so you can hear what's going on initially. Off. On. As you can see, I'm cutting the highs quite a bit. Let me reintroduce them. And that's with no feedback. Okay? No feedback. Add some feedback. And that's got a really crazy digital sound. It's a little much, but let's... When I was messing around with this before shooting, I noticed on the digital reverb pedal, each setting, you know, whether you're on hall or spring, plate, whatever setting, it drastically affects the loop and its volume, what's needed. See, now I need more feedback. Pretty cool, huh? So right off the bat, just the naked sound, and then with no feedback. And feedback, you can hear what you know, those octaves going up and up and up, especially, you know, when you throw on that feedback. Now, what's interesting about my current setup is playing with the amount of feedback and the delay time, the time of the reverb here. We don't really ever mess with the pitch, because octave up is clean. It gives you the cleanest sound. I can show you what it sounds like if you go up like a fifth or something. Check this out. As you can see, you know, if you start to add harmonic like elements, you know, a little more sophistication, it does muddy up the tonality up too much. Now that same thirds thing going up with the octaves sounds like this. It's clearer. It's clearer. So we don't really mess with the octave up scenario. What does 2 octaves sound like? Just out of curiosity, though. Sorry for your ears. I know that's a little digital distortion happening, which you might like, you might hate. Let's explore messing with the just the reverb time. Hear more upper, you know, octave pitch shifts with the increased reverb time. Some techniques. Now, when I'm using this effect, or when I'm used to hearing it, it often comes with a swell in and a swell out, which it's doing a little bit naturally, which is nuts. You hear that? It's like, Again, read that Valhalla article. He talks about that in technical detail. So check this out. That's pretty neat. You've heard this a lot with my Canyon pedal, but another thing I love to do with Shimmer is similar thing, but use the Ebow. If you don't know what that is, check out my video on the Ebow. What else? If I make my signal a little bit more dry, you can add some clarity in. Let's hear what all these different reverbs sound like with the same feedback setting. Trigger warning, some of these might come across harsh sounding, so I apologize, but I'm just showing you the sound. That modulate setting on this, I can't remember what exactly it's introducing, but it's introducing modulation, and that's some kind of crazy sounds. Is that it? Really? Did I miss anything? It seems like that went by really fast. I hope that you learned something today, that you can find ways to use what you have. We are exploring limitations. I don't have the means that Brian Eno had to set up and make his Shimmer reverb, but I've got a mixer, I've got two reverbs, and I've got a whammy pedal. I don't want to call it a DIY Shimmer. I didn't explore each nitty-gritty micro detail that I could have. This was just a very, very quick overview. If you have any questions, or if you think I missed something, you just let me know. This was fun. Cool, so that's Shimmer Reverb. Before I go, I do want to let you guys know that this Friday, I'm releasing music with a project called Working Flakes. It is my other major project for me personally. And I would really appreciate if you check it out and pre-save whatever your favorite platform is. It's definitely way more produced than anything you've heard on this channel, and it's way more modern, and it's way more rock. People, the newest song people are calling kind of like a David Byrne-esque. Again, I truly appreciate it. Working Flakes is the name of the band. Pre-save link in the description below. With that, as always, peace, and be good to each other, please. Whoa, pretty scary.